So basically, a little brief history. Over the past 10 years, I've worked for my father's tree company out in Atlanta, Georgia. I've worked my way up from simply moving a rake at the age of 12 to climbing trees, operating equipment, and eventually signing $10,000 or more contracts through local municipalities. After going to school here in Madison, I really fell in love with the area. I see a huge market potential, and I'm ready to move my experience and industry knowledge up here to the great state of Wisconsin. What Treeman will plan on doing is we will provide tree service, ranging from stump removal, tree removal, branches being cut back, pretty much anything to do with trees around your house or within your neighborhood. And we are looking to hopefully become your local tree service provider sometime in the future.
All right, so as far as our team, Curtis is going to be the president and lead decision maker. And then Kelly will be the vice president of marketing, and I'm going to be the vice president of human resources.
All right, so the demand for tree service is pretty straightforward. Most of you guys or your parents or family members have probably dealt with a tree service before in the past. But just to show you guys, we laid it out here. The three main causes for need of tree service is weather events, so like lightning striking a tree, development, so you're building a new house, or obstructions, like a branch falling on a power line. So the solution to this problem is really well summed up by our Treeman vision. So that is to create a business that provides customers in both commercial and residential markets with high quality, affordable tree stump removal and tree trimming services in an efficient manner that will be in demand throughout the year. And the value proposition that we bring to the table today is summarized by the four main services we provide. The first is tree removal, branch trimming, stump removal, and firewood supply. And like Curtis talked about from his experience, he's really been able to realize that differentiation is going to be really crucial to becoming a leader in this market. So what we're going to do is provide a really high customer service value by being focused on the customer and providing them services that most other tree service don't offer. So that's things like a really well integrated website where they can see information about Curtis and all of our profiles on there, and just simple things with the experience. So like having really nice looking trucks with our logo on it and our employees wearing shirts with our brand logo on it, just so everybody's familiar with who is on your property and what they're doing there.
So here's us in comparison to some of the local competitors, the top ones at least. We are in the general side because our equipment allows us to perform a wide range of services. So some risks associated with our business. Internal ones, a lot are related to employee retention, since there won't be as many jobs during the off-season. They might not be able to get as many hours as they want, so there's a possibility that they could start their own company, but we're going to have compensation and incentive programs to keep our employees happy. So, and then equipment failure is inevitable, but it could be a problem if it happens at any convenient time. A big external risk is asset liability, which we'll have insurance for, and we'll also have customers sign waivers as needed. If any of our costs were to increase substantially, like the price of fuel, for example, that could really cut into our profits. Competition, of course, and then certain weather conditions, such as if it's too cold, the equipment won't run, and if we have a lot of rainfall, then the ground will be too soft to support the equipment safely. So for our SWOT analysis, we've got our top strengths, like Kelly talked about, just our high quality service and experience in the industry. Weakness is that the launch isn't going to be immediate. It's going to be delayed for a couple of years. We just talked about threats, and those are probably the top two: competition and liability. And then opportunities, partnerships with landlords and property managers is one, and then whether if there's a big storm, it'll give us an opportunity to seek out customers based on their needs.
All right, so for our sales and marketing strategy, we've come up with this diagram that really encompasses everything. So the first is providing our customers with exceptional customer relationships. So a main part of this is going to be that this service is direct to the final consumer. So having that relationship with the customer is going to be really vital. One big component of this is going to be the bidding process of doing jobs. So our pricing strategy is going to be a penetration price strategy, because in this industry it's really important to capture large volumes over margins in the beginning, just to spread awareness of your company and build that brand image. And we're also going to offer our customers a lot of promotions just to keep them feeling valued as customers. So we have things like an introductory offer, referral discounts, and a customer reward program. The next pillar is going to be the higher quality service. So that's things that I talked about earlier and Emma talked about. So having really top-notch equipment to make sure the job is done well, and then offering those experienced services like the website and just our experienced staff. And then finally, we're going to be fully insured, which is something that a
So revenue model we decided to do was basically based on estimated revenue per hour. When you're bidding for a tree job, there's no really such thing as an average tree job per se. They can range anywhere from $150 to $20,000 depending on the amount of work that needs to be done. So we thought it'd be most beneficial to create a number of hours needed to work on a break-even analysis by doing our sales, which is estimated hourly revenue of $200, which is quite average for the current market, as well as a sales volume of 40 hours per week. And then the variable costs are broken down per hour, which you can see on the graph to the left. The labor expense is quite large, as well as the fuel expense and equipment repairs, which are inevitable. And we still managed to get out a 71% hourly contribution margin with a variable cost coming up with 29%. And if we're able to operate at this level, which shouldn't be an issue, our net profit for the week should be $2,081, and we'll break even after 22 hours of labor, assuming that $200 an hour average, with some being a lot higher on job and some being considerably lower. For our financial projections, we broke it down to become a little more basic, so it's easy for you guys to read. Although it's not a very glamorous business, it is quite profitable. After taking our revenues from our tree service operations, selling mulch on the side to landscaping companies, as well as firewood sales, which are very large in Wisconsin due to the inclement weather, we come up with the revenues, and then we take away our variable costs and fixed costs to come up with our highlighted on the green bottom net profits. The growth is due to an increase in prices over the first 2 years through our penetration pricing strategy, as well as 5% increase in sales overall. Here's our stage of development. I'll be going to Georgia, raising the money, and then starting the company. And a roadmap, we want to start with 1 crew, operate in Madison. We want the operation to grow. We'll open up a second company after 5 years when our labor can no longer sustain the increase in sales after an estimated 50-hour work week, and then it'll increase. So in summary, our knowledge of industry, qualified team, and highest quality in market will give you guys a nice local tree service provider.
So, do you see kind of a difference in the services depending on what time of the year? Like, it's a pretty steady amount of services, like the service throughout the year, or do you think there's one season where it's more travel?
Definitely. That's something we talk about in our business plan a lot. During the summer, you're probably going to do about 70% of your revenues, and in the winter, due to shortened days, as well as weather that makes it too cold for your equipment to even operate, it really reduces down. So that break-even analysis is really important to get your work in over the summer during those weeks.
Are there a lot of competitors currently in Madison for this kind of service?
There actually aren't a lot of local resident tree service companies. A lot of them focus on doing commercial work, and with all the different houses as well as apartment complexes, tree service is quite lucrative in Madison market.
What's the size of a typical crew?
Size of a typical crew is usually 5 people. 3 guys are on the ground cleaning up the debris once they're falling,